welcome to my channel. And if you are new, then welcome. My name is Laura Washington and I'm passionate about helping millennials age gracefully from the inside out with pure and safe solutions to increase their confidence and live their best healthy life. So if you love learning about skincare and health and wellness, well, this is the place for you. To make sure you just hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you can be notified for every video that goes up weekly. I did a skin type test video and you can watch it right here. Go check that one out, because what I've been kind of telling people is that you need to find out your skin type first. Each week I dive deeper into each skin type. So if you know your skin type, then you can make sure you watch that video to see how you can control it. So last week I did the video on dry skin and you can check that out right here. What I'm talking about today is for oily skin. I've already done it on my Facebook Live, but I do feel like it's really important, so I do want to kind of let you get a look into it. So check it out. Hey, I have a question for you. Do you have oily skin, kind of like how my skin looks like right now, moving all the way around? Or do you know how to take care of your oily skin? Well, you're going to want to stick around because I'm going to help you figure out those things. Hey, this is Laura Washington and I'm here helping millennials age gracefully from the inside out with pure and safe solutions to increase their confidence and live their best healthy life. So if you get great value from this content or this video, make sure you bounce and pass it on to someone else, because you never know, someone else that might have oily skin today, or whatever the topic is, you never know, one of your friends might be looking for that topic. So make sure you pass it on. And if you're not catching this live, down below make sure you put #replay so I know you got to get some valuable information from this. I'm here every Sunday passing on some tips and information about skincare and health and wellness. So if you are not my friend, make sure you friend me, or you can follow me so you don't miss any of the skincare tips or information. And if you would like to be added to my weekly email newsletter, just make sure you message me and I can make sure I can add you to my newsletter. So what the topic is today is oily skin. A couple weeks ago I did a skin type test, and so you could figure out what your skin type was. And from that, every week I have been diving in deeper about each skin type. So today is oily skin type. So your skin is naturally producing oil to keep our skin moisturized, and that's common, that's natural things. But oily skin, they produce a little bit more sebum or oil than other skin types. So oily skin types, they have more radar. Your oil is on more radar. I don't know if that's coming across very well, but once your skin is producing oil, then it will produce more oil, and then your pores will be congested and they can get clogged. So oily skin type doesn't just produce in certain areas. It produces all over your all over your skin or your face. So if you did the blot tissue test or the paper, you would have noticed, on the skin type test, you would have noticed that your paper stuck in every part of your face, and they also had it was kind of drenched in oil, and it really stuck, and you can really tell. So for example, with my cool Facebook app, say I had a tissue test right there, it would have been drenched in that oil. So and it's in your T-zone and your C-zone, so that's where the tissues would have stuck to your face, and that would have told you that you have oily skin. Now, usually people with oily skin, it's usually when they're younger, obviously, because our skin glands are active and kind of crazy at that time. But the oiliness can be brought on to the hormones. It can be brought on heat and humidity, and it can also be brought on by everyday stress. So, of course, everyday stress we can control. The other stuff we really can't control, but heat and humidity and hormones, sometimes we try, but we can't. And then due to having oily skin, breakouts can happen, and this can also produce, it's called post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. And the acronym is PIH. So what is PIH? I'm going to read a little blurb from a website called verywellhealth.com, and this is what they say PHI is. It's a state medical term used to describe discoloration of the skin that follows an inflammatory wound. It is the skin's natural response to inflammation. There you go. So basically what it is, you will have maybe dark patches on your skin due to like acne scars or any type of like wounds that you have maybe on your face, and it's usually found like on the cheeks. It could be on the bridge of your nose and other places where you might have had acne scars or inflammation. So I know it sounds like oily skin is like heartbreaking and you're like your life is ruined, but it's really not. So there is good news with having oily skin. You are less likely to see those wrinkles, and because the oil keeps your skin plump. So your skin is doing its job. It's just maybe because you don't have the right skincare regimen or you just haven't learned how to control it, it's just producing more oil, and then it comes across as being really oily on your skin. So here are some characteristics of oily skin. It produces more sebum, which is our oil. You might have acne, you might have more breakouts. After washing your face, it just doesn't seem dry. You're like, oh, I just washed my face and I'm still oily. So that's a characteristic of oily skin. And then you have blackheads maybe in your T-zone. What does oily skin feel like? Obviously it's going to be like real slick and real greasy. That's what it's going to feel like. You're always going to feel like you're wiping that oil off your face. What does your oily skin look like? Obviously it's going to look some oily. You're going to have large pores. You might have like a shiny, face, which that might be a good thing, but sometimes people do not like the shiny face. After applying your makeup, it looks like your makeup like just slid off because you have oily skin. You might have acne and you might have more breakouts. So those are some things that are some characteristics of having oily skin. Now, with all that being said, there is a way that we can control oily skin type. So here is your skin type regimen for oily skin. First of all, you have to cleanse. Use a gentle cleanser. And here's the big thing. You need to be using the cleanser twice a day. I know you're probably thinking, I already do cleanse my face all the time. But you really need to do it in the morning and in the afternoon. And this is kind of, some people might have a wrong idea about this, but you need to find a cleanser that has salicylic acid. Now, salicylic acid is usually in some acne products, but the reason why salicylic acid is so good for oily skin because it cleans out the pores and helps get rid of your pores and cleans that out, and that's why it is so good with acne products. But it does help control your oil. And that's what oily skin needs to control, right? And if you wash your face more than twice a day, so like let's say it's midday, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm already shiny, oily, and I want to wash my face again. Well, when you do that, your skin gets confused and you might actually kind of dry out your skin, and you're stripping away some of that natural oil. And then what your skin glands do, it produces more oil. So you're kind of actually hurting, and you're actually creating a bigger problem when you wash your face more than twice a day. After you cleanse your face, if you want to do it in the morning or in the evening, you need to exfoliate. Now, make sure you're not over exfoliating, and I'll talk about that below. But make sure if your cleanser doesn't have an exfoliator in it, some cleansers have like a gentle exfoliator. If it doesn't, then you can do it after your cleanser. Oily skin, your skin actually builds up an extra layer of that dead skin because you're constantly producing that oil. And so when you exfoliate, this helps to wash that extra buildup of the dead skin and unclog those pores. After you use your exfoliator, make sure you use your toner, because your toner is going to rebalance your skin. But for oily skin, you really want to make sure it is alcohol free, because alcohol is not going to be good for your skin, because you're going to dry up your skin. And then what is your skin going to do? Produce more oil. And so then you're just going to have more oil. In the morning, you always want to use a moisturizer with SPF. So that hits two reasons. One, it protects your skin from the sun, so you don't have future skin damage, and it prevents, and it adds that moisture to your skin that you need. Now, you would do the same thing at the nighttime, except for the exfoliator and the day cream. But at night, you will replace your day cream with a night cream. And the night cream is to be put on to hydrate your skin and let your skin at night repair itself. And then another thing you can do if you have oily skin, I can't do this because I've tried and my skin just like dries out even more, and that's not good because I already have dry skin. But Retinol is really good to prevent signs of aging, and it's good to apply at night. So if you have oily skin and you want to know a little bit more about a retinol product that you can use, now some have retinol and some have a different form. It's not retinol, but it's a different form. It's a little bit safer. It's a little bit gentler that you can use. So if you are interested in something like that, please let me know below or shoot me a message. But what you can do, you can start with a pea size amount and just apply it once a week, and obviously work your way up to 2 to 3 times a week if you have oily skin. And just really watch your skin, because if you start drying out or it's starting to, like your skin is starting to peel, then you need to back off of the retinol. And like I said, I tried to use this and I just start peeling because I don't have oily skin. I have dry skin, so I'm putting something on my skin that's going to make it dry out even more. So it hasn't worked for me. So here are some extra tips. I've already went through your skincare regimen, and if you have any questions about that, please let me know. But here are some good tips if you are oily skin. Have you tried double cleansing? That is something that you need to probably do. What you do with the double cleanse is you actually cleanse with an oil. So you're probably thinking, nope, I do not want to put any more oil on my face. I'm already producing a lot of oil, right? But that is where it's that's a misconception, because oil fights with oil. So and oil attracts oil. So if you put an oil product on that will help cleanse it, it actually will bring the oil to the surface, and then when you wipe it off, it will get rid of the oil that you are producing and the oil that you put on. So it's not going to go in, the oil that you put on your skin is not going to go into your pores. It's going to wash off. So that is something that is something you can try, is double cleanse. And like I said, make sure you only wash twice a day, because if you're washing more than twice a day, you can actually be making it worse. And here's another tip: if you are very oily and you're just tired of you go to your routine where you're only washing twice a day, but midday you're like, oh my goodness, my skin is super oily. Use these blotting papers. I think you can find them anywhere, but just use the blotting papers to control the oil and the shine on your skin. Another thing that you need to really pay attention is touching your face. Don't touch your face throughout the day, because obviously your hands have oil and dirt and bacteria and grime. And so when you touch your face, even if it's like, laying on your hand, you're putting more oil and dirt on your face. So therefore you are actually getting more oil on your skin, and then you're going to cause breakouts and acne. Another thing with touching your face is make sure when you're on the phone that I know a lot of our phones is touchscreen, so we're going to put oil on the phone and then you put it on your face, and so kind of be mindful of that. See if you can figure out when you touch your face the most, and then try to correct it where you're not touching your face as much. So that's really like a change of habit. That's the hard thing, to break that habit of touching your face. Another thing is to remember, don't pick at your breakouts, because you can bruise your skin, you can spread bacteria, or you can actually cause more breakouts. So if you're trying to stop the oil and stop the breakouts, stop picking at your breakouts. The best thing to do for that is use a spot treatment. And if you want, I have something that really works well. I had a little bit of breakouts. I know with this little app or whatever, you can't really see, but this has been like a knot for a little while. Well, about a couple weeks. It's never come to the surface. I've been using the spot treatment on it, and I mean, it was a bump, but it never produced that, that big breakout. So, and then I got some others over here that, once again, I used my spot treatment, and they never came to the full surface, and then they were kind of going away. So that, I really love my spot treatment. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. And another thing, if you wear makeup, make sure you wear oil-free or mineral-based makeup or foundation throughout the day, because that's going to help with, you don't want to put oil-based makeup on top of your oil and oily skin. All right, so those are my tips and information for oily skin. Let me know below. My question of the day is, what are some tips that you learned about oily skin? Did you know everything that I delivered today, or is there something you're like, whoa, I did not know that? And if there's something I did, just let me know below, so I know I'm helping someone out. All right, guys, thank y'all so much for joining me, and remember to love your skin today, love your body this week, and love yourself always. All right, I'll see y'all next week. Bye. If you got great value from this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up or hit that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I did mention in the Facebook Live video the question of the day, so I will put it down below. I would love to hear your answers. All right, I'll talk to you later. See y'all next week. Bye.